everybody, welcome to Sports Babes. Today we are talking about the San Antonio Spurs.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sports Babes. Kind of a bittersweet show for us because this is our season finale. But it's going to be good, girls, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, we got to go with the water cooler topic. Right now, it's basketball, the Western Finals, and the Spurs. You know what? I think they're one of the most boring teams out there, but God, are they consistent. They're in there every year.
They might be boring, but the thing is that the reason they're here time and time again is because Popovich is very military-like style of play. They're very consistent. They stay under the guard. Time and time again, they just know how to play on the offensive end. They have three big players on their team: Parker, Ginobili, and of course Tim Duncan.
It's the big three. It's the 4 and 3. But you know what? 10-man rotation, the bench deep. I mean, it's like longer than us today.
This is a team. When you think about a team, this is a group of guys who no one's trying to be the real big superstar here. They're all willing to play defense, and this is a model of consistency as far as a team is concerned. They've also got savvy veterans. I mean, you've got Michael Finley, Bruce Bowen, Robert Horry, big shot Bob, okay? Always can count on him for the big shots. This is the epitome of what an NBA team should be.
When you think about a team that goes into the finals every year, it's always that team with experience. You got to know 50% of this basketball team has been in the NBA for over 9 years, and most of them have played together for like 8 years. Experience.
And you know what?
No mistakes.
They've won before and they've lost, so they know what it feels like to be on both sides of the column. And I think that says a lot for this team.
That's a major thing going into the championships. But I have to say, ladies, Tim Duncan has been impeccable. Do you know Tim Duncan's averages now are the same as they were 10 years ago?
Mr. Fundamental.
Yeah. 9
That's him.
times first team All-NBA.
He's a walking double-double. He has moves around the basket like, you know, a 6'2" guard. I mean, he is the epitome of a finesse type of play. You know, ACC Player of the Year, time and time again, you can count on Tim Duncan to pull through for this team.
Yeah, D'Antoni of the Suns even said, you know what, nobody plays in the post like Tim Duncan. He's the reason they're always in there. I just feel like he's getting old, though, so I'm hoping that Popovich, and he's the guy, he is a great coach, an underrated coach. Popovich better be planning for the future, but right now, they're looking pretty good, I think, for this year.
And also going with Tim Duncan, the reason that they're also doing so well in this place is they're the only team that I can see that can play any tempo. Not only do they control their own slow tempo, but they can play fast-paced tempo too. You look what they did with the Suns. They actually played up to their level and even won in that game.
It's all about balance, and that's really what this team, I think, does so well. And you think about it, I mean, their big three players, and Ginobili and Parker and Duncan, I mean, these guys can each score 20 points in a game, and it doesn't throw off the rhythm of the team. It's not a Kobe who goes in there and scores 60, and then everybody else is going, I don't know what to do. You've got Bowen, and you've got the other guys that consistently step up. Perimeter game, inside game, solid.
You have exactly. You have those big three, but the other guys on the team are willing to take the big shots too. Don't bet on, you know, Robert Horry will come through in the clutch. Bruce Bowen's not afraid to take that three from the outside. Every single guy on this team is willing to make the big shots. And I think that's also a reflection of the coach, Greg Popovich. No one gives him credit. When people talk about one of the best NBA coaches of all time, nobody talks about him. Why? Well, guys, sometimes they think the Spurs are a little boring. But
what do you think they are? Not even their fans showed up to watch them play.
They're extremely unemotional, and the media, they need controversy. Fans, they love to see controversy. They love to see passion. That's why everybody loved to watch the Warriors.
But that is why they're where they are right now, because they don't have controversy, because they concentrate on the game. And I give props to Greg Popovich at this point, because their team is heading to the finals. And they will be in the finals.
You know what I like about Greg Popovich? He is not afraid to take his star player out of the game if he's not performing, because that's exactly what he did to Tim Duncan in that game against the Suns. He sat his ass on the bench when he was screwing up. And you gotta admire a coach who is not afraid to step up to one of his big stars.
And I think the other thing is you got to remember, I think it was the first 2 games when they were playing against the Suns, Ginobili had a horrific streak going of like 14 points, and all of a sudden he's like, you know what, you're having a bad game, I'm not going to sit you, I'm going to make you play. He took out Parker, he took out Duncan, and he said, you're the star. He's a great coach. I think. All right, okay, instead of a clutch time today, let's do predictions.
I'll have to say it's going to be the Spurs and Detroit. I'm going to go with that. Winning it, I don't know, I'm going to have to go with Detroit, believe it or not, because I think the Spurs are getting beat up in the Western Conference.
Lindsay?
I'm going to have to go, as boring as they are, I'm going to have to go with the Spurs just because they have all cylinders with them. Offense, defense, veterans, coaching, bingo. It's right there. Spurs win it all.
Yeah, I think it's a rematch 2005. I think once again, the Spurs coming out over the Pistons, even though I love my Rasheed Wallace.
Spurs and Detroit, I'm going to have to go Spurs, Mary Sam. And the reason I say that is keep it simple, stupid. It always wins the game.
All right, that's it for Sports Babes. You know what? We got some big things coming in store. This was our final episode, but we'll be back September 17th. A whole new look.
Bigger, better, brighter, different format. We'll be on location, different set, so make sure you check us out.
And wait, I know we're forgetting something.
Yeah, a little something.
And ladies, we have a new name. It's going to be SportsDivasTV.com. So make sure you guys check us out.
Hey, and you know what? We want to thank all 750,000 of you that have tuned into Sports Babes to make the show what it is. So we hope you tune back in. When, girls?
September 17th.
We'll see
Check
you
us
then.
out.